Yeah, you know, just stories being told. My story, your story. We all got a story. It's just how we choose to tell it. You heard? Yeah. Walk with me. Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Hey.
This is what you wanted me to be. This is what you wanted me to see. I was dumb, deaf, and blind in these streets. You show me how to eat right, held it down on late nights. Things got out of hand, then you showed them all your deadlights. A real chick, nicknamed the ninja.
What's up, man? What's up, family? Let them know your name, man.
First been Eastside all my life. You ain't no more to say.
You ain't got no more. Tell them about the hood, man. What it's like, what we be doing, man. Yeah, man, shit, right?
What's next shit?
Tell them where we came from, the original East Falls, right?
Dirty. Dirty.
Straight up.
Also tonight, 3 people were shot.
Alright. We're gonna get right into this joint, you know what I'm saying? Blunt talk. First joint, first session, actually second session. You know what I'm saying? I got my son here, I'm gonna let him introduce himself though. That was just a little clipping. You know what I'm saying? What y'all just seen, you know what I'm saying? Some shit he working on. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff to come, but more than anything, you know what I'm saying? Some things that y'all really need to hear and listen to. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him speak though real quick. You know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself.
So first, I'm gonna introduce myself to y'all. My name is Mike Hill. But everybody else that was locked up, they know me as Orlando Gambino. You know, to all the people, man, that's locked up still right now, suffering, man, I love y'all. I ain't forget y'all, man. Wow. I grew up in Niagara Falls. You know, I'm rooted in Niagara Falls, basically.
New York?
Yeah, Niagara Falls, New York, on the New York side. I'm basically rooted in that. My whole family, basically, you know, when they migrated from down south and they came to New York, we landed here. My grandfather brought all my family from the south down here to get them away from slavery. That's how my people came down. My grandfather did that. He put all my people on his back. So, like my grandfather, my father has always been the type of people that struggle and always tried to see other people advance and get ahead and help people. You know, that's how my family. But any event, growing up in Niagara Falls is kind of different. It's very, very racist.
When was you like growing up, and what age frame you talking about?
I mean, from like the 70s all the way through the 80s. That's the era I came up in. And as you know, when that crack cocaine hit, you know, I went through DFY. I was in there with DMX and all of these different people that rap and all that different stuff. You know, but
so you officially consider yourself one of the elders, basically.
Yeah, basically.
You know, to the young kids, they gonna be like, okay, we got an older person up here. What he talk about? Who he talk about? So, you know, we want to keep them in tune too, because it's a message in all of this as well. So,
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I definitely want the young brothers to know this: that at the end of the day, we all going through the struggle. Everybody is struggling for something or against something at the end of the day. And one thing I can say is, when they put me in prison at 18, and I didn't get to walk out that door until I was like 46, and then again 50, 51, about to be 52.
Okay.
So when they be telling you they trying to lock you up for the rest of your life and keep you behind them bars, they dead serious. And I've been up in there, I've been behind the walls with some of the realest dudes. All of the dudes that all of these gang people follow, whatever they was, I was there before they was any of that. And it's time that we all sit in the yard in a cage like a dog kennel. They had this jail called Southport. It's like a box. And they have the cages where you go to wreck. It's shaped exactly like when you go to train your dogs in the dog kennel. So we be out there. We can just rhyme. Or you got to rip up their shirt and make a line. But it's times that we be in them cages like we ain't gonna never see the streets again. We ain't gonna never be out here. We just rhyming to each other like, man, I wish I was out here, we could do this. Well, let them hear me. You know what I mean? And, you know, for those people that's still right there, that feel like that, like, yo, I could never see the free world again. Nobody don't know what I'm going through out in here. Because we be getting Rodney King in there every day. On different and it's like, you know, out here they want to realize, they really believe that what happened to Rodney King actually happened, right, if they didn't have a video. So just imagine about every day in prison where it ain't no videos.
Right.
You feel me? But
So basically, what year was it that you got locked up?
I got locked up in 1989. It's a situation like this is crazy. That you know, I was hustling, and I kind of feel like I controlled my area, East 4th Street. I was always on something. If you wasn't from around my way and it get dark, you not my people. You not hustling. I'm taking your stuff. I'm robbing you. I set that way for that. I started that. If you not from around my way, you ain't my people, or you ain't my boy Blue people. God bless the dad. You not hustling over there. That's it. So we had that way, and then like, you know, different connects and different things like that. You know, people came in here. I brought them here, and we was just dealing with
the East Side.
So now at the end of the day,
people really know who you was, but you wasn't all that Gambino.
no, now at that time, you just knew me as Mike Hill.
Just Mike Hill. That's
Mike
it.
Hill,
Everybody
that's it.
knew
Yeah, Mike Hill, yeah.
Kids or nothing.
Now I got a daughter, man, you know, but everybody knows she kind of crazy, man. I don't even want to talk about her, though.
Family though, you still in tune with family and stuff?
I mean, for the most part, see, like my situation, like, I just went to jail again, right? Let me explain this to you. I did 28 years, right? While I was locked up, you know, a lot of people know my little brother Jabari, man. I don't know if you know my little brother Jabari. I heard about my little brother. So,
first thing I met, came to the force.
So, you know, my brother, like a little bit before I came home, you know, they died. You know, I got a chaplain come to my cell in prison, talk about, you know, you want to call your family, you got a death in your family. So they telling me my brother had died. And then they try to say he killed himself. But I end up going to the funeral, I get a different story. Now, you know, my family tell me a different story. They saying they telling the white people he killed himself. But at the end of the day, somebody tried to kill him and rob him, different things like that. So I came home. Every day my mom's is crying, talking about, yo, they stole his money, they doing this, they riding around in his cars, and they doing. So I ended up wilding my cousin up, because he was selling some of my brother's stuff that he stole for like dope and crack. I did 5 years for that. What happened was, you know, you had the district attorney made a deal with him and tell him to lie. He was on parole, like, yo, look, we want to get him back in jail. So the district attorney basically made him a deal, telling him, we get rid of your parole, they put you on the drug program, but you gotta say he did this. He ended up there with a gun. He signed those statements, but then he ended up coming to the preliminary hearing admitting that, yo, that's a lie. I ain't said that. The police said that. So, you know, they about to reverse my case for, you know, various different things right now that they just. But that's what I came home to the first time. You know, I came home after I did 28 years. I came home to that. Boom, I just did another fresh 5 years, so I say I'm 33. You know what I mean? Well,
You did 33 basically years, so.
Yo, wow, exactly.
Alright, so going back though to the East Side, growing up and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, you say you was out there and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Went to jail and stuff, you know what I mean? How, like, how was, go ahead.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about growing up in East Fork. So, you know, you got people that in Niagara Falls that say they from East Side, then you got people that say they from East Fork. So, like, in my era, when I came up, everybody that came out the house had to fight this nigga named Marky Welch. Marky Welch was a bully.
Quick though, you say it's the East Side and then it's East Falls.
That's right.
And it's separated though.
Listen, in Niagara Falls, if you live from 6th Street to like 13th Street, 15th Street right there, you East Falls. Anything other than those streets right there is not East Falls. They be like they East Side, but we not playing with you, not coming playing with us. We ain't deal with you. Everybody else that grew up in that, it's like basically everybody that's from Niagara Falls, that's East Falls, grew up on 12th Street at one time. So you name everybody family and their whole family lived there. And it was different. It was really different. Like you had a whole family just having cookouts and feeding the whole block. And everybody was family. Like that's how we grew up before that crack came.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know, but basically what I was saying, you had to come out. You had to fight Marky Welch. Anybody that can, he's a bully. And everybody, right now, you can spit in a soda, you're going to take it and drink it. That's the type of bully Marky Welch was. He was Debo. You had to fight him. And then eventually, you know, me and his family fought for years until we finally started respecting each other. Normally, you know, you fight somebody I respect, but it was it was like he had to keep fighting me for years, and then we just was like family after that. But you know, then we talking about music. We had the Chill Out crew with DJ Little Rock. You know, Elton Carl, God bless him, that my cousin that I was telling you I Wild Up. You know, Cookie, my boy Bogues. You know, we used to DJ. Melvin Cunningham, Ronnie Cunningham, people and all that. We used to DJ in the Monte Carlos, the Elks, the 3Ms in Toronto, the Heather Halls, the Pleasure Domes, and all of them things like that. We used to do all type of shows with Kid Cole, Pretty Tony, Warlock, and all of them. We used to do all of those things back then. But you know the hustle though. When you doing this music thing, when I was growing up, you trying to do music, you need money. And at the end of the day, you know, like I have an uncle that's been in the industry. He was the first one that brought black music to Columbia Records. You know what I mean? So you can look up Eddie Prue. He was the senior vice president for Columbia. He left Columbia and started his own records, Our Turn. And he used to have Kool Keith and Tim Dog and all of them when they used to be like Fuck Compton and all that. They was signed to matter of fact, Adina Howard. But in any event,
Right, before we get into that.
the thing, what I'm saying is that these people try to set a standard for you to try to live by without no money though. Try to sell drugs and rob people and things like that, which ended me up in jail. Going through so much time, you know. I went through that time, and some the COs, the white people used to always tell me, yeah, you ain't do this. You might ain't do this, but you did something else. Like, yo, you deserve to be here. You did a lot of wrong things to a lot of people. And I know, after being in there so long, I thought about a lot of the things that I did that was wrong to people that didn't deserve it, and I came out here. And I really tried to make amends for, like, a lot of people that I violated. I did a lot of reckless things just to do them, you feel me? And I see, like, right now, a lot of people be doing that right now. It's like you're not thinking before you act. And you just acting sometimes because you want to get the response and love the response that you get when you act. But going out and hurting somebody and taking somebody's life, you know what I mean? Like a reckless act at that moment right there, it might feel good if you're trying to get the enjoyment. But when you really think about it and you spend your time thinking about it, right now it's going to hurt you. Because you just took somebody out. You just took somebody from somebody else's family. Just like somebody could take somebody from your family and you feeling the same cycle. You know what I mean? The same pain that you feeling, they family feeling. And then the same thing, the same pain they feeling, you gonna feel it when it happen to you too. So instead of committing reckless acts of hurting people for nothing, I'm saying that the people should get together and work together. That's what I'm looking at right now. You know, what's making us even think like this to be out here wanting to fight and shoot each other anyway? Why are we in a position to even be thinking and acting like that?
Right.
What's putting us out here to be so frustrated that we mad at ourselves and want to hurt ourselves anyway? Could we correct that? Could we take away, could we get to the issue, the heart of the issue that's making us frustrated with ourselves so that we don't have to be mad with ourselves no more? We can deal with ourselves and build with ourselves. What is the issue? What is making us mad with ourselves, man?
What do you think the issue is, right? Or for lack of a better word, what do you think is missing?
Me? What I think is missing? That's a deep question. I'm going to tell you what's missing, though. Structure and opportunities, real opportunities. You see how you saying right now, when I came out here right now, I had nothing. You came to me and said, yo, man, you want to try to do, I know you want to try to do something. Yo, my brother introduced you to me, so I know you're not going to, I'm going to help you. You don't got too much of that here right now. Right now, that could be a business. We need things like that. We need people coming back. And when I was growing up, you had to do it. He started a karate school and said, you know what, you want to work in my karate school, I'm going to teach you how to fight. And then now you training other people coming in here. I'm giving you a job. I'm bringing back to the community, taking the people out of the community, giving them jobs. You give them structure. You bring it back. You bring it back like the family in the community. That's what I'm saying is missing, man. It ain't no family in the community no more.
You think that's because they might have took a lot of the guidance out of the areas at certain times, because I mean, it's like it was a spike up and then a spike down. I mean, but around the area and the time that you left, at that time it was a wave of calmness, but then again, you know, that was the crack era and all that. So many different things shifted, you know. Then nowadays it's going back to the heroin and all of that, and the drill music and everything else. So it's a lot of influences, and even if you took that away though, and you gave it that structure that you're talking about, like, do you think that the togetherness that's in the city right now can still be brought together? Because on top of that, I do remember, not to cut you off, like how they used to have over there on in Center Court, what was that called? The
Black Experience, man. Come on, man.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
yeah.
now they got the Legends Park and all of that. So, you know, that's an opportunity for you to get involved with them people that's up there too. Though. So,
You got me
like,
thinking about this.
You know, just basically like branching out. I know you said you only been on 7 months, so watch you gotta get together and all of that. And, you know, we just getting to know you really, like, you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
coming back home.
Yes,
so,
you know we here.
you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean, just, you know what I mean, just stay focused on all of that, right? And just, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure it's way more to the story to tell, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, there's a lot more, man. I hope the people stay tuned, because I'm going to give it all so nigga hear the real true me, man.
It's only part one, you know what I'm saying? Just right now, it's 27
28 years, yes, sir.
So, how was it, and where did you go? Like, when you first went in, where did you go?
All right, so let me tell you how it was when I first came up. I came up March 16, 1990. I came up through Elmira. That was reception. All adolescents, no matter where you from.
Right.
At that time in 1990, you had to come through Elmira. All the adults had to go to downstate. If you was 21 and older, you had to go to downstate. You under 21, you come into Elmira. So that means all of the 4 billion adolescents for Rikers Island and all that running around with the razors was there.
Right.
So when I went there, real shit, guys, I was in DFY with a lot of New York dudes, and I was out in the street going back and forth to like the Bronx and things like that, man. So my Haitians and my Jamaicans. So I happened to land at Elmira on a company with a kid from the Bronx named Peg. That little nigga, he a little short nigga, he like my father. You could say in jail, that's my jailhouse pops, because he raised me.
What's
Talk
your name?
about Pig. Yo, my little nigga right here, so about to show you how to handle a razor, move with a razor, bust a dude down, how to move, how to be on point for everything. So he raised me in jail. Held me down, you got beef, whatever. Held me down. Taught me jail, basically, how to understand the COs, you know what I mean, So from him, I learned basically how to move, you know what I mean, how to be on point and things. So I can tell you this. Before gangbanging started, you know, we can say before the Bloods and the Crips started in the New York State Penitentiary, dudes had to come up when I first came there. You had to earn your own respect. It wasn't, yo, this my man, he in my hood. They wanted your butt, them little Spanish dudes, all of those Spanish dudes was running around taking dudes' butts, them yetas and all that stuff right there. So at the end of the day, you coming up here, you saying you from Brooklyn, it don't matter. Let somebody know your family, but other than that, it don't matter. You still gotta get busy. You still gotta rep your own. You still gotta hold yourself down.
Right.
At the end of the day, people want to know that they hanging with somebody that ain't no bitch. So, but things changed. Like in 1993, 94, when they introduced the system to the Bloods and the Crip thing. So, Blood basically took over the system and changed it. So it wasn't no more that gay stuff. You know, it's undercover, it's closet and stuff like that, but you know, the Get Downs was wiped out with all that rape stuff. But now you got black on black oppression now.
Right.
Where you got because of your color, because of I don't like you and I'm in this set right here, you know, they want to just continue to bang and hurt each other and not understand the system that's keeping them locked up and oppressed. You know what I mean? So
you ain't joined no gangs or nothing?
So listen, we talking about joining gangs. I was blood up there before any one of them dudes that they recognize as blood. I love all of them, my son, La Brim, Wookie, I love my son. We talk about Iz, man. Me and Iz go back in Elmira in 1990 when I came up there when we was guard body. In Clinton in 1992, 91, 92, 93 when we wowed them up. That's when we turned blood in 1992, 93 in Clinton. know what I mean?
Alright, we're gonna go back
We
to
go
that.
past that, yes.
We're gonna go back to that in a minute because I'm pretty sure that people are gonna want to hear that story.
Years in prison,
That's gonna be a
survival.
whole- Right.
You know, I'm loved and I'm hated in every jail. In every jail you go to, everybody know my name, all that. When you say all that Gambino, I don't care who you is. In every jail right now, if they listen to this, they family listen to you, say all that is in the town. All that is free. Everybody in prison know my name in every jail you go to.
And that's the power that you got to be able to utilize to give out the positive vibe that you're about to try to give out, right?
That's correct.
The wave that you want. With
That's correct.
With the equal rights, that's actually giving people the opportunity to be able to speak their piece and then become free too for those who wrongly accused. Okay.
See now, and you know, I made a promise to my people that's locked up. I said, Joe, listen, we was doing it while I'm there. Paralegal work, my boy D.I., you know what I mean, Double Nine D.I. and all the rest of them, my boy Midget and all of them. I told them, when I come out here, I'm establishing my corporation. I'm not going to forget y'all. I know it's mad of them that's locked up right now that got cases that's suspect. And, you know, the DAs and them actual innocent firms take their time to even try to look at most of these people's cases. You feel me? So, you know, I promised them I was going to start this corporation and definitely give back and help them and help these people out here right now. Well,
So basically, you got anybody that's helping you by yourself with it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to like give out anybody on the platform or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, is you doing it by yourself, like. You know
so right now at this time, basically, I'm doing most of the lab work myself. I had like 3 other people. You know, I don't want to start mentioning their names right now, like you said, but I got like 3 other people. They've been networking with me also, sending me like cases from people all over. And I do network with other organizations like Second Chance, Tommy Walker, and Beverly Newkirk and Buffalo. I do network with them type of people and some lawyers like Michael White. But for the most part, I do everything myself. Yes.
Okay. So basically, since you've been home for like a year. I know you said
7 months. Yeah,
7 months.
Yes, sir.
All right, but the first time when you did come home, because I don't want people to get
Confused.
yeah. So you came home, then it was a gap, and then you went back. We don't even
No,
know
it
what
was
you
5
said.
weeks, man.
5 weeks. So basically, okay, so
It's like I ain't come home.
like coming home, exactly.
Back. So that's
All right.
what I'm saying. 5
So
weeks.
now coming home, it's been 7 months.
Yes.
All right. How the struggle been like?
All right. So like when I was just saying, walking out the door from prison, you know what I mean? Like, really this time is like, it seemed like they was trying to hold me back and trying to keep me from being able to do it. It's like they gave me no information. I said, all right, this time I came out with a purpose.
Okay.
I had an ideal before, but it wasn't the purpose behind that ideal. You know, you see how when you say, all right, I want to do something, this is what I want to do, you got the ideal.
Right.
But when you start putting that action behind that ideal, it's like this ideal becomes a purpose. Now you're trying to accomplish something for real. So I came out here with a mission. I said I want to accomplish some things. And first and foremost, this court system, this Niagara County court, the police, I said I have to correct this. This is the most racist thing I ever experienced in my life. It's so racist that you had the lawyers when I was in the county jail sending their clients to me, telling me to write the arguments because they didn't want to write them themselves based on what was going on. I'm looking at the cases like they accuse you of a crime and they ain't even giving the details of what crime you're supposed to commit. And lawyers don't even object, like, hold up, we don't even supposed to have a case because you ain't even submitting the proper information, even charge you. But this is what's going on here in Niagara County and nothing is being done about that. You know what I mean? So this is what I come to correct right now.
Right. But so you basically on a positive wave. And about like far as the youth and all of that, like what do you plan to do like far as helping the youth? Because I want people to understand too that, you know what I'm saying, you really got a big thing for trying to get the youth back on track too, right? Like
That's correct.
Okay.
So now this is what I want to say first. The other day I was walking past Creek Park and I seen a young brother that was playing basketball by himself. He ain't really had nobody to play with. So I went out there and started playing with him a little bit. I ain't played ball in a while. I'm an old timer. He's shaking me. But I'm like, yo, y'all don't got no center, no wide. Y'all don't got no where y'all play ball. I know when I was growing up, we had the 13th Street Center, and we used to play against 17th Street Center, the wide, or the St. Joe's School. They don't got none of that around here. I would like to promote that. You know what I mean? I would like to promote. I would love that. Bring that back. The little football teams and the basketball for the kids, man.
Okay, well, what about like, as far as like, cause like you said, this is really your stomping ground. So like, as far as like in this city right now, like the violence, like what you got to say about the violence in the city right now? With the youth and their guidance, like all of that being mixed together, like what would be like your feedback on that?
So, I mean, like making us even think like this to be out here wanting to fight and shoot each other anyway. Why are we in the position to even be thinking and acting like that?
Right.
What's putting us out here to be so frustrated that we mad at ourselves and want to hurt ourselves anyway? Could we correct that? Could we take away, could we get to the issue, the heart of the issue that's making us frustrated with ourselves so that we don't have to be mad with ourselves no more? I definitely got to, shout my wife out for the support she gave me because first, coming home, she made sure I came home, right? She kept me focused. Even when I be losing focus, anybody can tell you, coming home from jail, they don't give you nothing.
Right.
When you walk out the door, that's why they tell you when you come back, yeah, you coming back, because they know when you walk out that door, you leaving in the position with nothing. Right. They give an immigrant more information and more opportunities than they give us when you walk out that door from jail.
But it is opportunity in there to get what you need.
Right, you can learn it while you locked up. You have to take the time.